Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now y'all, it's the countdown. We only got a few hours before the big one. Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Cinnamon Alvarez. We got the lead up, we got the weigh in. They looking both in good form. Canelo looking, very fit. Look like he's gonna be quick. I've been watching Canelo Alvarez fights and stuff. The boy's bad, no doubt about it. Terence Crawford looks like he gained that weight properly, and he's looking real good. Now we're hearing about injuries from these guys and stuff like that. I'm just gonna leave that as it is. Now it's a little hard watching the lead up where crowds are involved. But remember, I've always asked you, right, so you can know where you are in life and what kind of person you are. Do you like Deontay Wilder? Do you like Floyd Mayweather? Do you like Andre Ward? Or do you like Terence Crawford? It's a question I've been asking for years now because these fighters have very little in common, right? The only thing they have in common is obvious. And most people go through life or through their boxing, experiences and not liking either of these fighters. That's telling you where you are. And so for me, I know what boxing is, and I watch it, but it's really just irks you a lot when, fighters like a Terence Crawford, who's done everything in boxing the right way, just everything, right? And they try to say things about his resume, who he's fought, understanding that he's never been in a division and he wasn't the very best guy there, right? There's never been any question if it was the lightweight, the junior welterweight, or the welterweight division. There's no question that who was the best there. He made sure of that. We can't say that for Canelo or a lot of other fighters, right? None, really. If they're not Alexander Usyk, or Bivol. And it's funny, those guys think the world of Terence Crawford, those guys, right, who are obviously the best in their divisions. Everyone else doesn't. That's not boxing. So what irks me is when I'm watching, no matter what it is, that Terence Crawford is still booed, right? Now, mind you, I'll tell you here, black fighters in America are getting booed if they're fighting someone non-black and they're not directly in their home city. I ain't even gonna go as far as state. You're gonna get booed. Your home city, you might have it there. Other than that, you're getting booed, and that just irks me, and it's really mind-boggling that even black fighters want to fight in New Russia. But at Terence Crawford, it just shows you what's happening in New Russia. He's fighting against a guy that's way bigger than him. Normally, David and Goliath, we go for David, the underdog. No, so the smaller fighter, you're not going for him, right? Smaller fighter, you're not going for him. The general underdog, you're not going for him, right? A fighter that's never been doped, you're going for the doped fighter, right? The guy who's been doped and hasn't been asked if he's been tested, by the way. I keep saying that in every video. I'm going to keep saying it. I haven't seen anything where anybody's asked him, right? The guy who, there's nothing you can really dislike about Terence Crawford in terms of not acting right, having any problems or, problems with the law or some kind of problems outside of the ring, kind of cordial until now. I'm telling you now, Terence is changing because he knows what it is, right? You can tell he knows what it is in boxing. He's been going through it, and he ain't holding his mouth when it comes to it. He knows what time it is. But Terence Crawford has been through it, been trying to get fights. He's fought everybody. He has the biggest feather in his cap. One of them is the fact that even a Manny Pacquiao and his team and the whole boxing community were scared to have Manny Pacquiao fight him. And this is years ago, the young Manny Pacquiao or middle-aged Manny Pacquiao. So he's done everything the right way, but he's still getting booed. I think it's despicable. I think it's just an attest to the crap that's happening in New Russia. This is a national treasure, actually, being booed, right? And as the smaller fighter, like if we had some new guy up that's 22 years old and Terence Crawford was fighting him and, the guy had no chance really, and then they were booing Terence as the the awesome guy. But in a fight where you're the underdog fighting a big guy who's also been doped on several occasions, or at least 2 occasions, and a couple of others where people thought he could have been, that you're booing Terence Crawford is not. I'm not surprised. It's just at some point, knowing with this lead up and with the things you probably didn't know about Terence Crawford, that you found out about Terence Crawford, that you let the media lie to you and tell you that his opponents, he hasn't fought anybody, but you've probably seen things now and understand what a Victor Postal it was, or Julius Ndungu was, or Felix Diaz was, or as far as I'm concerned, Thomas Delorme was, a Jeff Horn, Jose Benavidez, Sean Porter. We know what's up with Errol Spence, but to know all these people and know what he's done and put distance in those fights, and put himself to where he was, even being avoided, right? The politics of boxing and the racism of boxing, even to come out now to be undefeated and to fight Canelo, and the fact that Canelo hasn't done these things. I've said in every video, I'm going to say it again, Canelo wasn't categorically the best at 154 pounds. You had two Charlos and a Demetrius Andrade there. He wasn't categorically the best at 160 pounds, right? You had Gennady Golovkin there, and you had Demetrius Andrade there, who he didn't fight. He wasn't categorically the best at 168 pounds. You had David Morrell there and David Benavidez there. He's not categorically the best at 175 pounds. You have Bivol, who beat him, and Beterbiev still there, right? And at that time, Gilberto Ramirez. So where was he categorically the best? We can say that. Terence Crawford, categorically the best at 135, categorically the best at 140, and categorically the best at 147. Coming up to fight this guy and being booed on new Russian soil. Not surprising, but I will say it's despicable. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.